Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome into Rover Sports. Give me about one moment here to continue this. Okay, good. I have my Periscope right here. Let me type this in, and then we're going to do about 20 minutes on Dez Bryant, everything about Dez, and it's going to be really good. Here we go. All right, we're in the house now, guys. Thank you for bearing with me there. I appreciate that. Everybody watching back can cut to this point in the video. Hopefully the stand will stay up. Just recorded a good video of Pigskin Pete about Dez Bryant. I'm going to read you Dez's statistics, okay, for everybody that wants to talk about Dez Bryant. I'm going to read you his statistics for his career. Basically, Dez Bryant, when we look at Dez and everything that he's done in his life, last year he had 69 catches. His best seasons were 3 1,000-yard seasons from 2012 to 2015 when he was just in the NFL. And he's 29 years old right now, which he probably has about 3 years left in the NFL. And I'm going to go to YouTube, and so I'm going to fetch your questions and comments here. I'm going to be able to go to YouTube, and I'm going to be able to get everything that I would necessarily need from you guys, which is I love having you guys on the show a lot. Dez Bryant today, when you look at Dez, first off, I think Dez comes off terribly to the NFL Network. He basically said that Jerry Jones disrespected him today by letting him go. I mean, Dez Bryant, when you look at the type of money he's making, I believe he's making like he's making $16 million a year. He's getting paid top receiver money in the NFL. And Dez Bryant, when we look at the stats from last year, he wasn't the same guy. I mean, he only had 69 catches. He did have a lot of yards. He had a decent amount of touchdowns. Dez Bryant is actually going to be a Hall of Famer. A lot of Eagles fans hate to admit it. A lot of Giants fans. Everybody in the NFL doesn't like Dez Bryant. Dez, to me, is a Hall of Fame player in the NFL. So, you know what happens is that, RK, you're so right. He writes in basically that there's so much shit that's happened this offseason. It's really true. And you look at Dez, and I'm just gonna cut this one pretty simple to you guys. When you look at Dez Bryant, he is a guy that honestly is a head case on the sidelines a lot of times. I mean, Jason Witten and him got in fights. You remember the game in Detroit where Stafford came back on the Cowboys, and he's fighting with Jason Witten. He always wants the football. He's getting in fights with Josh Norman, which is okay. He's threatening Josh Norman all the time. I mean, when you look at Dez, there's a reason why Dez waited till 24 to get drafted out of Oklahoma State, and it was because Dez Bryant had immaturity issues, and throughout the first couple of years of the NFL, he struggled with that. Did Dez make significant progress in becoming a better teammate? I think he did. And by the time when Dak came around, Dak and him were playing well together. He really helped Tony Romo in his career. He was unguardable for a stretch of time. I mean, this guy, you could throw a back shoulder fade route to Dez Bryant, and Dez would end up catching it for touchdowns. I mean, he is an unguardable receiver for 20 2012 to 2015, and he's a guy that produces just about every year he comes to work, and I think Dez is an elite wide receiver. If you're going to consider guys like Andre Reed and put them in the Hall of Fame, then Dez Bryant needs to be. I think Dez is going to be a Hall of Famer. I mean, the track record of how dominant this guy has been for a long period of time, I think that he's been good. I think that he's been worth the pick. He's been worth maybe the headache at times. I think Dez has actually been very good for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, you look at Dez now, 29 years of age, Dez Bryant. So when you look at Dez, 29 years old, right? He's going to have to go somewhere where they have to win immediately, whether that's the New England Patriots, whether that is the 49ers. I totally agree. I think that the Rams are an option. Baltimore would be a terrible option, okay? No thank you, okay, with Baltimore, because I don't believe in Joe Flacco. Their coach is going to leave. Baltimore Ravens are nothing but unstable at this point, okay? RG3 is there. There's no reason why RG3, I don't know why they're signing him for a backup position. Maybe they think business is so shitty that they're signing RG3. There's no way that I would there is zero way that I would go to the Ravens, though. Even though they don't have receivers. And I think Dez Bryant, I really do think the 49ers are an interesting situation because you have Jimmy, because you have John Lynch, because you have Kyle Shanahan. I don't think that the Patriots is going to work. I don't think that the Rams is going to work. So I think the 49ers might even be the leading candidate to land Dez Bryant. Do I think that the Patriots can work? I just don't know if Tom Brady and Belichick, I don't know if they're going to take that risk and that sort of thing. If I was Dez, though, I think the 49ers would clearly be my top choice. I don't really think that there's another team out there that has the money that would want Dez Bryant. Maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars, but that team doesn't have a quarterback that Dez is going to produce with. Let's look, maybe Kansas City, but Kansas City has Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill. I don't think Kansas City's going to work. So you look at Dez, he's making about, I think, $16 million. Where can you really see this guy go? Dez is also a guy that's going to want the football. He basically shit on Jerry Jones again today. He's a guy that sometimes just can't keep his mouth shut, and he's just a little bit annoying. So I think that the Cowboys made a great decision today because I think that they look at Cortland Sutton out of SMU, and they say, this kid Cortland Sutton, you know what? He just played football right down the road at SMU, Cortland Sutton. He's built like Dez Bryant, Cortland Sutton. He's about 6'3". He played in Chad Morris's offense. He had Ben Hicks at quarterback. He could stretch the damn field. I think that they're looking at Cortland Sutton as the replacement because Cortland Sutton plays like Dez Bryant. Now, could the Alabama kid Ridley be an option? Yes, but that's a different style of wide receiver. For the Cowboys now, it's a weird time. You have Jason Garrett that's a head coach there that's hanging on by a string. You have Witten that's hanging on. Cole Beasley. You have a fourth-round quarterback that had a very good rookie year but failed to carry the team last year. Your defense is patchwork. You have no cornerbacks there. You don't know how to develop cornerbacks. And Rod Marinelli's been there a long time and has done an okay job with complete dog shit. That's why he's done well, because the defense has been so shitty. When they lost to Seattle, when they lost to Green Bay, they literally had to play keep away with DeMarco Murray because their defense sucked so bad. So they're a team that thinks they should be great, but they're never great. And this is actually a good introspective move by Jerry Jones because now Jerry Jones is seeing that there's no reason to just haul around Dez Bryant anymore when you can get a guy that's younger and that's going to equal the production. Freaking Ted Ginn probably had more yards than Dez Bryant last year. That's my point. Oh, boy. Allen Hurns. I don't know, man. Allen Hurns hasn't done really anything in his career. I mean, do you think he's going to go somewhere? So I don't know. Yeah, I appreciate that. Mr. Universe saying I should do a podcast, my best dark horse team. I can answer that now. Maybe I should save that up. Yeah, 49ers fans are definitely, Dez is going to be in the crosshairs of the 49ers. There is zero doubt. The Redskins, that's a possibility. Dan Snyder, absolutely. Dan Snyder, perfect Dan Snyder guy. I mean, you look at Albert Hainsworth. He loves splash name players that are frankly not worth their money. And the one thing is Terrell Pryor sucked last year. Holy shit, he was freaking horrible. And everyone thought Terrell Pryor would be the best thing since sliced bread. They were saying that Terrell Pryor, was a freaking diamond in the rough, that he was going to make this position change and just be great, but he sucked last year under the Redskins' tutelage. So Josh Doxson shat on Terrell Pryor's numbers last year. I think it's very interesting where Dez is going to go. I think that there's teams that should be decently excited. I think the guy wants to win now. If you get him for a couple of years, he can be okay. He's a very good number 2 receiver. You can back shoulder fade it to Dez all day long. If he has a good quarterback and a coordinator, he would be okay. So, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of guys saying that Dez Bryant was treated pretty shitty by Jerry Jones. I don't know, man. I thought Dallas has been very nice to him. To take him in, to really stick by him through everything. Dez has put them through some stuff now. I mean, come on. Dez Bryant hasn't been – he fights on the sidelines. He wants the rock. He's an alpha, okay? That's Dez Bryant. He comes with a little bit of baggage. He ain't Larry Fitzgerald. He's not Julio Jones. He's not quiet, okay? He's not a quiet personality. That's Dez Bryant. He needs to go somewhere where he can win, and when you look at teams that can win that would have him, New England is one of those teams, okay? He needs to go to a team that can win. Pittsburgh, the Steelers, that's a team that with Antonio Brown, they have Martavis Bryant. They have very good talented players, though. So you need to go to a team with a quarterback that can win. So the Raiders, I don't see that happening. I think it's really San Francisco is the most reasonable team because they have money and because they have a young quarterback, and you look at Goodwin and there's some unproven guys there. But again, if you're San Francisco, do you make that decision? I would have to have many meetings with San Francisco before I made that decision. There's a lot of young coaches in the NFL. If I were the Lions, I would not go after Dez Bryant. If I were Tennessee, I would not go after Dez Bryant because this is a guy that honestly is not the easiest guy from a personality standpoint to just plug into your system. If he's with a young quarterback, first of all, Dak Prescott as a quarterback is a freaking anomaly. I mean, not many young quarterbacks will handle the pressure that Dez will want with the football all the time. That is why, when you look at the NFL and everything, you want a quarterback that is extremely mature and that has really played through a lot of things. Maybe the Chargers. Phillip Rivers is getting really old. You need to make a risk, and you need to win now. The Chargers would actually be really great to have Dez there. I think Gates is still playing. I think that the Chargers would actually be pretty cool for Dez to go to the Chargers. So I forgot about that one. But the Chargers would be there. The Patriots and Niners are also in there. The Rams, I don't think that they have the money to afford Dez Bryant. I will say that the top three are the Chargers, the Patriots, and the 49ers for Dez services. The Redskins I'll put at 4. I can definitely see him going to the Redskins, getting revenge on the Cowboys. He will most likely probably go to the Redskins. So there's at least 4 right now that could see him. Daniel says Jimmy G is overrated. There's nothing that suggests he's overrated so far. Garcon is there, yes, but he's not the player that Dez Bryant is. Oh, man. Alrighty, guys. I think that Dak Prescott was an anomaly. He absolutely was, okay? Because Dez's leadership, I mean, name another leader that can come in there and play the same way. The Seattle Seahawks. That's a good one by Jet Central. Russell Wilson, Doug Baldwin, Jimmy Graham is gone. I don't think so, though, Jet Central. Dez Bryant, they just let go of Bennett and Sherman. Do you really think that they're going to take in Dez Bryant? He does come, again, with the personality things. Now, again, Seattle, you know, they have entertained some guys that are considered controversial guys. So that's an interesting point that you bring up there, Jet Central. So I appreciated doing this video. I think Dez Bryant is just about a Hall of Famer. I really do. He's been consistent for such a long time. He's been one of the top 5 best receivers in the game for about 7 years. And that is extremely rare because your shelf life as a wide receiver in this league is about 3 years. And Dez has done this about 7 years, period. One of the best red zone receivers really in the whole league. You throw a jump ball to him from 35 yards out, he can box guys out. He's an incredible athletic specimen, okay? Demaryius Thomas can't hold a candle to Dez Bryant, and that's honestly a fact, okay? Who else can you name like Dez Bryant? Who else can you name like Dez Bryant? Oh, man, my friend Shanko here hopping in on the live stream says, do you think the Giants are a good fit for Dez Bryant? My Giants. Hey, I really appreciate that, my man. Richard there with a great comment. K-Rich, I really appreciate that comment there. He likes the show. I appreciate that, my man. I try my best, and hopefully the show will stay at the level and get better. I think that if Dez Bryant went to the Giants, I don't see that at all. And Jenny says no. As a Giants fan, that's just so inconceivable. I haven't been the biggest Odell fan. Would I actually have Dez or Odell? Would you rather have Dez for 2 years or Odell for 7 years? I'd rather have Dez Bryant for 2 years than Odell for the next 8 years. Because Dez, you can at least release him just like the Cowboys did. Now, Dez, I think Dez is wrong. Okay, Dez is really complaining to Jerry Jones. He's pissed off. You know, he's basically tweeting all this shit, you know. Yeah. I mean, Dez did say some nice things. Like he said, Cowboy Nation, I need you to know this wasn't my decision. Dez was a Dallas Cowboy. He isn't as outgoing as Michael Irvin. He isn't like a media darling like Josh Norman and Sherman are. But he's a guy that you love and hate, and Cowboys fans love, and the entire league hates the guy. With the freaking X, he is a cocky guy. There is zero doubt about it. BM Murr says, what do you think about Calvin Johnson? Hell yeah, I remember him, and he was a freak of nature, and he was such a good dude, and he was just fantastic. I don't see the Green Bay Packers. That's another interesting team. I know Jordy's gone, but they have Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb, Jimmy Graham. Way too much receivers there for Dez to impact. Not at all. I see them as being okay. I think Seattle's interesting because other than Doug Baldwin, Richardson's gone. They need another receiver. The 49ers don't have really established guys there. They have Marquise Goodwin, they have Garcon, but they don't have a star. I think Goodwin can be a star, but they don't have a star. The Buffalo Bills, another one. Do you want to develop Kelvin Benjamin? I just don't think the Bills are good enough. I don't think Tom Coughlin will be interested in Dez Bryant. So when you look at some of these, I mean, I think we narrowed it down to the 4. San Francisco, New England, which I doubt, Washington, which is very much in play. I didn't say Seattle. I said the Chargers, and I'll say the Seahawks. Those are the 5. All right, I came up with 5. There you go. Dez to New England. Could he be like Randy Moss or Ocho Cinco and go there? I have no idea. New England benched Malcolm Butler. They're releasing guys left and right. They released Brandon Cooks. I don't know if New England's in the mood to make a decision like this. Is New England in the mood to do it? That's what I'm going to ask you guys. Do you think that Bill Belichick is ready to do this? I don't know. Cleveland Browns, too many moves. I don't think so. Jarvis, Josh Gordon, I don't think so. That's an interesting one. Vikings, I think they are too stacked at that position. A lot of teams, wide receiver in the NFL, unfortunately, I don't think it's a position that is really in a lot of trouble. I think that there's so many good receivers now in the NFL that there's so many receivers, and Dez, as I talked about, is not the easiest guy that you're going to deal with, okay? He is worth a lot of money. He's older, and again, you're not sure about how good of a teammate he is. Really, that's true. That is Dez Bryant, okay? That is not something I'm really think that I'm that hot takey in saying. I think that Dez has been a powder a long time on the sidelines, and he's made strides, but that's what you have to consider. You have to be a win-now team. The LA Rams are interesting because they have made that risk with a lot of these guys, like Sue, like Peters, like Talib. They are saying, we don't give a shit. We're going to win freaking now. There's a couple of teams that are those teams. Figure out who those are. Figure out a team that will take a chance on a guy, but figure out a team that's ready to win the Super Bowl this year. Could the Saints be an option? Willie Snead in and out. Michael Thomas is freaking good. You have to try to figure that out. And I can't wait to see where he goes. My prediction, though, is that he's not going to get the big money. I say Washington Niners, or I'll say the Chargers. But it's freaking wild. I think the Cowboys made a very good decision. Overpaid, get Cortland Sutton in the draft. They really like Sutton. He played right at SMU. They saw every single football game. Jerry Jones lives right near SMU, okay? He probably saw Cortland Sutton and wants him, okay, period. I really think it's going to be Sutton. If not Sutton, it's Ridley. Anyway, those two guys are going to be really good NFL players, and they're getting them at dirt cheap value. The Cowboys are in purgatory, though. I don't trust Jason Garrett. Their defense is not complete. They think that they're this elite team that they could just bounce back right like Ezekiel Elliott, okay? First of all, Doug Free is gone. And second of all, Chaz Green was dog shit last year. And is Elliott going to be freaking amazing and incredible? He needs to literally be as good as he was in his rookie year when he damn near won the MVP for Dallas to be a relevant team. And I just don't know. Beasley is getting older. Jason Witten, I really like Jason Witten. He's getting older. So, again, really interesting stuff. I love all the comments, guys. You guys are incredibly passionate people, incredibly passionate fans and people to talk to. You're just like me. I kind of hope selfishly, too, my man, that he goes to the Washington Redskins so we get Dez versus Dallas again. That would be so much fun. I'll see you guys. Thanks for hanging in and checking out the stream. Appreciate y'all. See ya.